So it's just the reaction to it. To me, it's just like I said, it's endemic of the reduction in movie knowledge and appreciation of the general audience.
Mm-hmm. Well, as Nate had teased.
So what kind of dumb shit did Grace say this week?
Which side of the equation is she on? Do I have to guess?
Oh, you don't have to guess.
Today, we're going to play our favorite game, Who Should Win and Who Will Win. But
Who will win?
Let's talk about all the drama. Yes, this year the Oscars are Snub City. Population
Snub City.
Robbie. It's so bad. It's so bad. There are other huge snubs, including Greta freaking Gerwig and other non-Barbie snubs that we're going to discuss. But we got to take a moment to talk about this Margot Robbie snub because, my goodness, like now, no one thought she would win Best Actress, but to not even nominate her and at the same time nominate Ken gets nominated for the Barbie movie, but not
Cry Babe.
Then also America Ferrera got a nomination, a surprise nomination.
I'll say.
Ryan Gosling and America Ferrera are both totally deserving of their nominations, but so I think is Margot Robbie. To leave her out in
why
role to play is just such a slap in the face to Robbie. And what?
So she acknowledges, right? She's not going to win, but she should at least get nominated. So she wants her to have a pity vote.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
What you're saying here,
she should at least get nominated. So you want her to have a pity vote. You know she's not going to win, but please do give her a pity vote.
No. I like the better term, not a pity vote, a participation award.
Yeah,
that's what we're talking about here.
That's a good observation.
These people.
Participation award.
What she accomplished. And also the film's message about how women are treated in the real world. America Ferrera's monologue, which she's nominated for largely, she could be saying it right now after reading the Oscar nomination.
I have to say that is the worst monologue ever put on film. It was completely ridiculous. And the women that I know found it completely groan-worthy. And the things in it that actually made sense are equally true for men.
Well, not just that, and we were talking about this before the show, and I'd love to get Six's take on this too, because obviously she's a woman. But I feel like any woman that does seem to relate to that is people like Grace and people that are just that on that side, because the people that are freaking out about this stuff. The rest of the people are just like, no, yeah, it was a dumb movie. It was a bad speech. And like I said before the show, a lot of that stuff that actually made sense, what little of it did, is a lot of stuff that women put upon themselves or other women put upon themselves as far as expectations.
And I remember a quote from Greta saying that when they shot that, she wrote that speech. Actually, one of the first things she wrote when she was coming up with the concept for the Barbie movie. And when America Ferrera did the speech, the studio was quiet, and at the very end they erupted in cheers and tears. And I said, yeah, I would have been crying too. It was like a wretchedly horrible speech. But in the video that I just did, I'm thinking, okay, who is it that does not represent this speech? Greta fucking Gerwig. She's a successful individual. If this is the two polar opposites that she is living with every single day, from being a pathetic human being and a person who is capable of marshaling individuals and pushing them around to do her fucking movies, then man, oh man, swipe left, guys, as soon as you can. This is one fucked up broad. I mean, it's just silly. If this is her projection, she is a successful individual that can tell other people what to do, and she's not a bad director. Somehow she thought that this encapsulated the feelings of a successful woman. It's a stupid speech.
So, Six, what was your reaction to the speech at the time?
The speech did not resonate with me at all. I think that speech was intended for maybe 11, 12, 13-year-old girls who are looking for, they're trying to find their way, just like everybody, boys and girls who are 10, 11, 12 years old. Not people who have their shit together. And I'm not talking about have their shit together, successful, perfect family, making six figures.
Right.
I'm talking about just normal people that are living their lives, who are struggling to raise their kids, just like everybody else in their mom group or their carpool group or whatever. that it was that speech was kind of like, one of those, you'll see like a picture on Instagram. I know not probably you guys spend a lot of time on Instagram, but it'll have a quote, some kind of body positivity quote, and then there'll be like a really pretty sunset background. I think it was intended for people whose Instagrams are full of that kind of thing, who have that as their background screen on their phone. And I'm not trying to shit on anybody who's struggling through life. That sucks. And I'm sorry for people. I work in healthcare. I take care of people, in all aspects, physically mostly, but also emotionally and mentally. And I'm sorry for people who are struggling with that. But that was not a speech for women, for adult women who are of American Ferrera's age, for Greta Gerwig's age, for Margot Robbie's age. If it is for them, if it spoke to them, then I'm sorry, because they're going through something they should have left behind them in high school.
Yeah. So yeah, beyond that, let's keep rolling here because she's got a little bit more on this.
Now, sure, some people might say, well, Margot Robbie just benefits from looking like Barbie. But, that's the foundation of her performance, sure. But don't minimize the meticulous hair and makeup planning that made her Barbie.
What does that got to do? What does that got to do with her acting? Nothing. Give it to the hair in the fucking costume department. What the hell? Don't blame her because she looks good.
She's kind of like explaining right here why Margot Robbie shouldn't get nominated, isn't she? That's what it sounds like to me. Why this was entirely the right call. She's just not happy about it. It's purely an emotional reaction because, like, girl power or something, she should get a participation award, even though she's never going to win. And she wouldn't even have been considered without hair and makeup. I mean, this is like the worst kind of defense I've actually heard. This is kind of like, I mean, I have had them. Yeah, you get my drift. Like,
it's like if I was bitching back in 1979 that Superman or Christopher Reeve didn't get nominated for Superman, right? Like, even then I would have understood he's not going to get nominated. Why? Because he's pretty much playing himself. It's pretty much what Margot's doing here. She's pretty much playing herself. She's not doing anything that's stretching her as a human being in her role as Barbie, right?
In defense of Grace's bit here, though, actors do like getting nominated, even though, and I mean, I've been down there. The thing is, there's a kind of relief being nominated and knowing you don't have a chance. The people who actually have a bit of a chance become nervous wrecks.
That is the dumbest excuse I've ever heard, Paul.
I'm just telling you that's just the way it is there.
It is true, of course. Yeah. No,
I know, but it's still the dumbest excuse I've ever heard.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's a dumb place. Spend some time there.
Yeah. No, because I catch what you mean. You have the exact same thing in sports, where generally, like, you have like the top 3 positions, right? So forget about football, but any kind of like individual thing, where you win the gold and the silver and the bronze. The people who win the bronze typically and traditionally are less disappointed than the people who win the silver. Because the people who win the silver end up completely crushed because they imagine, if only I had done that a little bit better, I could have won the gold. Whereas the people who win the bronze typically think like, oh man, I could so easily not have gotten anything at all. I was this close from being 4th. I mean, they were never going to win the gold anyway because we're 2 who were better than them. So they can't afford to be disappointed by that. They're just relieved. That
silver is like kissing your sister through a screen door.
Yeah, it's exactly. It's like the same basic thing here. So I get what you were saying, though, that like, oh, I have no chance, but at least now I have nominated on my resume, which is more than what 99.9% of any actor out there is ever going to be.
Sure, and have they diluted the Oscars by putting 10 Best Picture nominations?
I should say so, yeah. I mean, it does make it less special.
It makes silly. It's just silly.
I mean, then you're just including participation awards and everything like that.
But they make the marketing people make hay. Like right now, I mean, Barbie's not in the theaters, but you're going to see slapped across any kind of product or any kind of videotape videotape. I'm going back in time here. DVD distribution. It's going to be the Oscar-nominated movie Barbie, right?
Oh yeah. They probably got stickers ready for it.
It probably got the stickers already.
This clip was taken from Midnight's Edge in the Morning, which streams live every Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 9 AM Pacific Time on the Midnight's Edge main channel. There you can send in your live questions and comments before clips and full stream replays are uploaded to Midnight's Edge live archives. We are also on Twitter, Rumble, Odyssey and Facebook, so smash that like, help share, subscribe and join us.